fans are becoming increasingly worried. Coronation Street viewers are becoming increasingly concerned about Todd Grimshaw, as his recent behaviour suggests he may be struggling to deal with the painful experiences he has been through. Todd has faced an incredibly difficult few months after suffering serious abuse at the hands of his partner Theo. After the truth about the abuse was exposed, Sarah eventually killed Theo. Todd later left Weatherfield for a while to come to terms with everything that had happened. However, since returning to the cobbles, his behaviour has become increasingly concerning, leaving fans questioning whether he could be heading into another troubled period. Todd is pushing away those closest to him. In recent episodes, Todd has been drinking heavily and spending his nights partying. His friends and family have tried to make him realize that his current lifestyle is unhealthy, but he has repeatedly brushed aside their concerns. Instead of accepting their support, Todd has snapped at the people who genuinely care about him and insisted that he does not need anyone's help. His behaviour has also begun causing problems for those around him. Todd knew Glenda was supposed to go on a date with Fraser, but he intentionally sabotaged their plans because he did not want them to become a couple. He told Fraser that Glenda was feeling unwell, causing them to return to Todd's home. However, Todd's scheme quickly backfired when Glenda arrived home and unexpectedly caught them coming downstairs. The awkward situation has only increased concerns about Todd. His apparent lack of regret has also made viewers wonder whether his behaviour could eventually trigger a much more serious personal crisis. Fans fear an alcoholism storyline. Fans have been discussing Todd's recent behaviour online, with many believing that his growing dependence on alcohol could eventually become a major storyline. Some viewers have predicted that Todd could soon become involved in an alcoholism plot, while others have admitted that they have reached the same conclusion. One concerned fan questioned whether Todd had not already suffered enough following everything that happened with Theo. Another viewer compared the possible storyline to Billy's previous battle with alcohol, suggesting that Todd could be heading in a similar direction. Other fans have pointed to the increasingly destructive choices Todd has been making, including his heavy drinking, casual relationships, and habit of lashing out at those attempting to help him. However, some long-time viewers feel that Todd's behaviour is not entirely surprising. They have noted that he has acted in similar ways before and could simply be slipping back into some of his old habits. One fan suggested that viewers who have not watched Corrie for several years should revisit Todd's earlier storylines, particularly those from the early 2010s, because his current behaviour is not completely out of character. For now, it is unclear whether Todd's actions are merely a reaction to the trauma he has suffered, or whether they are setting the stage for another major storyline. With his drinking, partying, and increasingly reckless decisions continuing, fans are understandably concerned about where Todd's behaviour could eventually take him. Coronation Street fans left devastated by Betsy Swain's latest health struggle. Coronation Street viewers have been left heartbroken by the latest development in Betsy Swain's recovery from her strokes, as her ongoing health problems are set to become linked to another major storyline on the soap. In scenes broadcast on the ITV soap in July, the teenager was found unconscious on the kitchen floor of No. 6 Coronation Street by Ryan Connor. She was rushed to hospital, where doctors confirmed that she had suffered a stroke. As her mums, Lisa and Carla Connor Swain, raced to the hospital, Betsy's condition initially appeared to improve. However, she later suffered a second stroke. Doctors established that both incidents had been caused by a blood clot connected to damage to an artery in her neck after a temporary disruption to her blood flow. Medical professionals later explained to Betsy what had caused the strokes. The teenager was then forced to reveal to her mum that her boyfriend, Dylan Wilson, had strangled her during consensual sex, with the pair believing that the pressure being used was harmless. Since then, Corrie has explored Dylan's complicated involvement in Betsy's health crisis, while also documenting her slow recovery after returning home. Following a recent absence from the screen, spoilers for next week's episodes have now revealed what lies ahead for Betsy. According to the latest details, Lauren Bolton visits her, but Betsy becomes frustrated when Lauren spends much of the visit messaging Ollie Driscoll. Later, Betsy admits to her mum that she has been feeling lonely. With help from her physiotherapist, Betsy eventually manages to stand for the first time since suffering her stroke. Lauren then suggests to Ollie that they should go and see Betsy and take some of his cake along with them. However, when Lauren gets in touch with Ollie, it remains unclear how Betsy will react. Later, Lauren takes matters into her own hands and tells Betsy that she is taking her out for lunch at the bistro. During the meal, Betsy accidentally knocks some cutlery off the table. Lauren quickly steps in to help, but Debbie Webster jokes that Betsy is drunk, leaving the teenager extremely embarrassed. Coronation Street fans emotional as Nina Lucas prepares to leave Weatherfield. Coronation Street fans are feeling emotional as Nina Lucas gets ready to leave Weatherfield for a new beginning in Whitby, where she has secured a job at an art gallery. Why is Nina leaving? Mollie Gallagher explained that Nina has reached a stage in her life where she feels trapped. Although she is still working at the cafe, she has put her fashion ambitions on hold and feels that her friends are moving ahead while she remains stuck in the same routine. However, things begin to change after Nina opens up to her friends. Watching one of them enjoying gigs and making the most of life makes Nina realize that she wants to experience something different. When an opportunity to work at an art gallery comes along, she decides to go for it and is eventually offered the position. Mollie feels that Nina's departure is a natural progression for the character. She believes it gives Nina the opportunity to leave on a positive note and start a completely new chapter, although saying goodbye to Roy and her friends will understandably be difficult. Mollie's departure from Corrie. Away from the cobbles, Mollie's decision to leave came after she landed a role in the stage production of The Silence of the Lambs. The actress admitted that leaving Corrie was not something she had originally been planning, and she would have preferred to continue working on both projects. However, she realized that doing both was not practical. Mollie also turned to her co-star David Nielsen for advice, with the actor encouraging her to follow her instincts and make the decision that felt right for her. The actress revealed that filming Nina's final scenes was incredibly emotional. However, everything happened so quickly that she soon had to concentrate on what was coming next. Only 3 days after completing her final scenes on Corrie, she relocated to Leicester to begin rehearsals. Although Mollie kept one of Nina's favourite coats as a personal reminder of her time on the soap, she intentionally left many of the characters' other belongings behind. Could Nina return? Mollie has made it clear that she hopes Nina's exit will not be permanent, and that she could eventually be invited back to Weatherfield. After portraying Nina for so many years, the actress explained that the character has become a part of her. As a result, Nina is a role that Mollie believes she will always carry with her, even after leaving the cobbles behind.